Hello and welcome back to SnowRunner, and welcome to the gas station here in town on the Tassie Trailing map for the first part of a overlanding simulation. Now, this is the first time I have attempted to do something like this, and so if y'all enjoy series like the one we are about to do, let me know your feedback in the comments down below. Now, the idea behind this is that we are going to do a realistic overland simulation that will be split into multiple parts where we will actually do a full adventure around a large portion of the Tassie Trailing map and as many trails as we can find. And like I said before, in order to highlight different areas of the map, it will be split into multiple parts. Now, what we are doing with this series is, well, first of all, let me fire up the Bronco. And if you're interested in this thing, links to all mods used will be provided in the description box down below. Now, as you can see, the speed of this vehicle is not super high. I mean, I was fully flat on the throttle there for quite a while, and we didn't, lurch into the next dimension. Now, what that also means in terms of treating this like a overland simulation is that we will be driving at fairly realistic speeds. I'm sure there are going to be some times where, somewhat non-realistic things may or may not happen, and that's kind of to be expected. It's gonna happen, but for the most part, we are going to drive these routes as we would in the real world. Now, keep in mind that this is still a work-in-progress version of Tassie Trailing, and that other elements may be added to the map in the future. Now, these trails we have been on before. These are trails we've been on previously. However, the further out into the wilderness we get, the more trails we will be able to have access to, and the more trails we will find with new elements and also things that we haven't found or seen yet. Now, we're also going to be switching in and out of first-person and third-person view periodically. That way, those of you that enjoy first-person and those of you that enjoy third-person will be able to enjoy a variety of camera angles, and I actually really enjoy driving this thing in first person because the first person view is amazing. And also, we get to use the trail cam right there, which the trail cam is such a sick feature. And also, the mirrors are fully functional. I mean, they literally are realistic functioning mirrors. And also, by the way, look at how you can even see the weave in the carbon fiber on these tube doors. It's so sick. Like, I am all about all of the details on this rig. If you haven't seen my full breakdown on this Bronco mod pack, make sure you go over to my channel and check out the video that I did on all of the different variants where I talked about all the specific features that go into each different one. This one, for example, is the Classic, and we've done a crawler-focused suspension on 40-inch tires and a couple of other little, tuning elements here and there. We also have the amazing RTR grill, which I think looks incredible, and we have the RTR fuel canister carrier in the back. Now, the rain is a little bit unfortunate because I decided to do this in an open-top setup, so don't worry about that, I guess. But let's go ahead and turn our lights on. That way, we have a little bit more light ahead of us, especially with these stormy conditions. Now, I do love how this thing is geared when you drive it in the, I believe we are running the 5-speed right now, and the 5-speed is definitely going to be your, if you want to go for a very real feeling setup, the 5-speed is definitely going to get you there. The 6-speed is pretty much the same. It's just going to have an additional sort of highway speed gear if you want to mess around with that. The only reason why I didn't run the 6-speed is because there really aren't all that many places on this map where I would even use the 6th gear anyway. So for what we're doing today, the 5-speed makes total sense. Now, when you drive this vehicle in a very realism-focused way, you start to realize how it applies to kind of any play style. You can drive it like this, and it will be a very rewarding, realistic feeling experience, but you can also, oh wow, really highlighting the approach and departure angles there with these 40-inch tires, jeez. But you can also take this thing out to a racetrack, outfit it as a race Bronco, and go absolutely bonkers. It's so suited to so many different play styles. All right. Let's see how we do on this water crossing. We'll put it in low. Try not to get ourselves high-centered. Absolutely love these beadlock wheels, by the way. They look so good, especially wrapped in these Toyo Open Country MT tires, which also look incredible on this thing, by the way. This map is so beautiful in the rain, too. Tassie Trailing is such a masterpiece when it comes to just, like, kind of immersing you in a world and really making you feel like you're there. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. I am high-centered on a boulder. Can I back up? Just a little bit. Okay. I should probably back up a little bit more and then angle myself over towards the wall. See if I can maybe push that out of the way. Good thing we have a rock slider, and we are good to go. I've always loved this section right here. This section in most vehicles is always like, it's a little bit of a challenge, but it's not like so challenging that you're gonna be in, you know, in danger, sort of. It's kind of like a gatekeeper obstacle almost. Like if you can do this, you can do the rest of the trail until it comes up to the next split for sure. Now, one thing I do want to do real quick is I want to repair that body damage because I had a little bit of body damage up here on the front end. I don't know where it came from, and we haven't done anything yet that would warrant body damage, so that's kind of a weird element of the SnowRunner damage system, is that you can drive over an object that the game doesn't like, and it will completely ripple your headlight and your bumper and your grill, and it's not a very realistic thing, so that's why I do keep the dev tools handy, just in case I need to fix the body panels sometimes, even on a realistic adventure. God, I love the way this thing looks, and the way it, like, fits into the terrain as well. I know that people still have mixed feelings about the Broncos. People are a little bit on the fence about, well, not everybody. There are some people out there that absolutely love these things, but there are others that are a little bit on the fence about whether or not they're a fan of them, especially due to the independent front suspension. And the Bronco Raptor did beef up the independent front suspension a lot. And if you did want to go with an IFS Bronco, obviously you could do upgraded tie rods, upgraded control arms, and you could make them amazingly capable off-road. I mean, they are capable in stock form. However, they do have a little bit of a weak point in the stock tie rod ends. So if you wanted to leave a real one stock and wheel it, you would definitely have to upgrade those tie rods in order to prevent breaking them. However, you know, doing a solid front axle swap, it's going to be a lot more expensive. However, you're going to be into a totally different world of capability if you want to do really gnarly rock crawling and things like that. IFS can do, especially if it's upgraded well, it's a lot better at high-speed off-road stuff, and it can do, you know, up to moderately difficult trail riding with no issues, and it can even do rock crawling in some cases, like we see in King of the Hammers with some of the built buggies. However, an IFS buggy is totally different from an IFS off-road vehicle that also drives on the road, unless you're driving a long travel IFS vehicle on the road, which some people do. If you haven't seen the capability of a long travel IFS vehicle that also gets driven on the road sometimes, they are insane. Like a long travel Tacoma, a long travel Ford Ranger, a long travel, heck, even a long travel Land Cruiser or a Tundra. There's a huge off-road following for IFS Toyotas that are IFS long travel, and they do amazing off-road. Now, let's see. We got a gorgeous view out ahead of us right now. We're coming up to a... Whoa, that was odd. I think that rock kind of threw us towards the tree as we made our way down the hill. That was a little strange, but I'm going to work with it. I'm definitely going to be a little bit more careful, though, as we continue on down the trail. And I think... What the... Am I really stuck on this tree right now? Is it grabbing my drive shaft or something? I feel like it's probably grabbing either a drive shaft or a... Oh my god! I cannot make it over that tree. I think I have something stuck under my rig. Can I go around the tree? I might have to, like, push over a couple of things in order to do it, but yeah, we're good. That was very odd. I don't know why we had that issue. Normally, I could drive over trees, no problem. Must have gotten caught in my drive line or something. Now, we've got a gorgeous view out over this pond, and this is where we're gonna actually pop up our globe and do a little bit of... Am I stuck again? What is this thing's problem with trees? This is very odd. I don't know why this thing has such a problem with the fallen trees. Huh. All right, so we're gonna pop up the globe, and I'm sorry, rear seat fold. Oh, that is so sick. And you can also see my cooler back there. That's amazing. All right, activate the radar. Now, once we run the radar, we're going to actually take a look at our GPS and see if we can plot a little bit of a course. So let's wait for the GPS to run, or rather the globe to do its work. Okay, it's good to go there. Now, if we go to the right, we have a split right here. Now, I know where this trail goes. This trail, however, I haven't been down in quite a while, and it actually splits off again. It's got one that goes this way through a valley, one that goes this way along the river, and another one that goes this way up to a tower, which I have been to before. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually go down this way, because this way looks like it's got a little bit of a mixture of mud and rocks, and as the sun goes down, it's probably going to get even more gnarly. So let's go ahead and make a quick right here. And we'll probably put it in low plus, keep on cruising. How you doing up there, Beans? Not too bad? Good. Not too bad at all. All right, let's see if we can avoid this tree, because as we found out on the last couple of trees we tried to drive over, this thing seems to have a weird issue where it likes to get stuck on trees. I don't know if it's got some sort of fear of trees. I don't know what that would be called. Tree phobia or something? Is this thing terrified of trees? I don't know why it would be. I mean, you would expect with 40-inch tires it'd be able to drive over them. But, you never know about that. All right. Now, we got a little bit of a mud bog coming up right here. Let's see if we can shred through this thing. I don't want to get stuck, and if I start to spin, I'm definitely going to pull it back out of high gear quick, but let's see what we can do. Oh, high gear is geared pretty well, but I'm starting to spin. Yeah, I'm going to go back into low, because it's clear to me already that if we stay in that, we're sinking, and we're sinking fast. And with these tube doors, oh, I'm already getting, oh dear, I'm getting a little soggy. Oh, God. Yep, well, we're going to have to change these shoes by the campfire later.